We will be following this story right through the evening, but right now let's head out to Matt and Megan for our special Your Town series. They're in Oswego tonight.
Well, Laura, we're excited to be here at Brightbeck Park in Oswego. We know there's developing news. We'll get back to that as needed tonight, but we have just beautiful conditions here on the shore of Lake Ontario.
Oh, well, the sun is shining down upon us. A bit of a breeze in the air, and we're going to check in on the forecast for Harborfest coming up in just a little bit. But first, we want to tell you about some of the wonderful things that make this community so special here in central New York. Oswego, as you may already know, is located in Oswego County. It's about an hour drive north of Syracuse, overlooking the beautiful Lake Ontario, where we're sitting here tonight. It's home to Fort Ontario State Historic Site and the Safe Haven Museum, which was the only place the U.S. took in Holocaust refugees during World War II. The Port City, as it's also known, is home away from home for many college students at SUNY Oswego, and it's well known for some of the most beautiful sunsets that you can find here in central New York.
The Port City also is the terminal end of the Oswego Canal. You can see that right over our shoulder here tonight.
There's a lot of rich history there. In fact, it opened back in 1828, 3 years after the Erie Canal was completed.
Today it runs just over 23 miles, connecting the Erie Canal at 3 rivers to Oswego, the Oneida River, Seneca River, and Oswego River. 14 feet deep, 120 feet wide. Though it feels much wider in this year, it's probably been deeper too, the way we've had all that rain. Now, several local cities, towns, and villages run along the canal, including Phoenix, Fulton, and Minetto. You know, there's a lot of buzz in Oswego right now.
There's plans to have an indoor water park here in Oswego. We first told you about that earlier this month. It's a plan that's getting a lot of excitement here in the Port City. The project was among those selected for Oswego's $10 million downtown revitalization initiative. The governor says it will help attract families and tourists to the area. It would be open year-round, so certainly we'll be watching that project as it unfolds, and they're hoping that it'll become a reality here in Oswego.
This certainly is not the day for indoor anything. In fact, quite the opposite. It's a beautiful night to be outdoors, whether you're here for the Night Ranger concert later on tonight or maybe taking a boat out here. Molly Matat joins us now. Molly, we just have pristine conditions.
Oh, I am so happy that this worked out because, as you mentioned, the pattern this summer has, I'm sure, had Harborfest organizers and planners a little bit worried that we could be in some rain, but it has really cleared up. We see blue sky right now.
We do, and the breeze is a big part of the story.
Yes, and we were just talking, even though the sunshine is out and it feels good right now, there is a bite in the air, and that is because of that northerly wind that we are stuck in. It's taking that, you will maybe need that extra layer to keep you warm because this cool breeze is really bringing back in that bite, but it is still just absolutely gorgeous for a Friday night.
Stay in the sunshine too if you're coming out here this afternoon, but later on maybe bring a little jacket.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, maybe the hoodie. Thank you, Molly. I'll bring you theater life in a unique experience. There's a special theater here, Theater du Jour, an interactive dining and theater experience.
And they are bringing the show right to Oswego.
And Mama, I've been cleaning out closets, getting rid of stuff, and brought in some things I don't hurt.
We were with the cast of Steel Magnolias as they were rehearsing for their upcoming performance here this summer. You won't want to miss this smash hit at the Ice House in Mexico on August 3rd, at GS Steamers in Oswego on August 11th, and at the Barnes Hiscock Mansion in Syracuse on August 15th.
You kind of like have this job of having just flat words on a page and then kind of bringing it to life. So it's really this magic of making something out of nothing.
We've had nothing but amazing and positive feedback from our audiences. Mostly what we hear is please bring more, keep this coming.
Upcoming performances include the hilarious Hillbilly Massacre in October and Every Christmas Story Ever Told. That's coming up in December.
Well, we're just getting started here in our Your Town broadcast live from the shore of Lake Ontario in Oswego, Brightbeck Park. Tonight there's a concert here. There are rides. We went by the Midway as we made our way over to the park in our location here tonight. And the helicopter, that's been up in the air giving tours.
Coming up, our Alex Rusilla is going to go up in one of those helicopter rides. That's new at Harborfest this year. So we will show you some of the best sights, the bird's eye view from Harborfest coming up.
Now back to Laura Hand in the studio with more news of the day. Laura?
Thank you. I wish I was there with you. There is a lot of news today.
Your Town Oswego is sponsored by the following.
As we continue live our Your Town broadcast from Oswego and Brightbeck Park on the shore of Lake Ontario. You know, during the week we were sharing all kinds of stories from the Oswego area, including the lighthouse, which is right behind us here off the Oswego Harbor. Yeah. And what a great treasure that is. Alex Rusilla took us out there and showed us how it does need a good paint job.
Yeah.
And they're working on that, but it's really part of the marine history of this community.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And, you know, even though they're doing tours now, if you were a student at SUNY Oswego, as I was, I won't say that I did it, but many of people scaled that break wall behind us and have also seen the lighthouse. So that's great to know that they're doing official tours and getting into that true marine history. And the lake is actually playing a big role in our forecast tonight.
Tremendous advantage tonight. Yeah, you're right. But thank you, Molly. We'll check back in a little while with more on how things are looking for tonight. You know, Harborfest really got rolling last night here in Oswego.
But it continues through Sunday. There's so much family fun to do with food and all kinds of great music. Well, last night was all about funk, soul, rock, and psychedelic music, with the Family Stone taking center stage here at Brightbeck Park. The band played at Woodstock back in 1969 and was led by frontman Sly Stone, and they played to a rocking crowd here last night.
Well, the big headliner for tonight is Night Ranger. You probably remember them best for their song Sister Christian, other big hits. The legendary rock group will bring their iconic sound, style, and showmanship to Harborfest. They're on the main stage at 10 o'clock tonight, and Meg and I were walking right past that stage about an hour ago. People already have their blankets down and chairs in place to get the best seats for tonight's show. New this year at Harborfest, and it's the buzz we've been hearing over our heads throughout this broadcast, you can get a bird's eye view.
For just $20, you can take a ride up in a helicopter over the hustle and bustle of Harborfest here at Brightbeck Park. Our Alex Rusilla got the unique chance to go inside one of those choppers. He shows it. City. Alex?
I know there's not much wind to speak of throughout the forecast throughout the day, but here where the helicopter is coming and going from, my hair is evidence. The chopper just took off about a minute ago. It really creates a whole ruckus of wind and everything. If we're lucky, we'll get it coming back in right now. There is so much tradition here at Harborfest. It's 30 years, the sights, the smells, the atmosphere. However, there's something new, and there's a helicopter I went on yesterday for quite the adventure. Harborfest is a summertime tradition. Some great music is one thing you know has always and will always be here. The only sound that can cut through these brassy beats are the blades from up above. Patricia Gunther was one of the first people to take a trip up in the air.
It's not the same. It's just like a big, huge view going up in that.
This helicopter is taking over the sky during Harborfest. Unlike other traditions in Oswego, this chopper is new. It gives you a unique and never-before-seen view of the city of Oswego from over the harbor at 100 miles per hour.
Oh, it was fun. It was really fun, huh?
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
This 2-minute, 3-mile ride in the sky quickly became the must-do, have-to-see, gotta-be-around thing to do for anyone within earshot. And it's rather easy to pick out the unmistakable sound of this helicopter, so there's plenty of folks who are naturally drawn in.
They're kind of shocked, they're, you know, in awe and surprised that, you know, they've never seen it from that view. It's kind of like it's a whole new perspective on how you see your town.
Oswego Harbor Festivals is a nonprofit organization and only has 5 part-time employees. Everyone else is volunteering their time. So a portion of the proceeds from these chopper rides are going back to the group which orchestrates Harborfest every summer, helping this local summertime favorite continue to thrive.
And we want to really show them something, you know, to be proud of. And I think this Harborfest is something that we all can be proud of.
Harborfest has been around for 30 years now. Those experiencing a trip high in the clear blue sky say this is just about the most perfect way to celebrate such an important anniversary.
Oh, definitely. This is great.
Along Lake Ontario, the city of Oswego provides one of the best backdrops for flying. So, like the ending to a fairy tale, people here can now say they too have ridden off, or better yet, flown off into the sunset. We're in luck. Perfect timing in the world of live TV. This is a rarity. We're getting the helicopter coming in right now. Nick's going to give you a live look at it here near Brightbeck Park. For $20, this is really something that is a lot of family fun, is interesting, is exciting, is unique. This is the first year they're doing this for the 30th anniversary, so definitely a lot of fun stuff here at Harborfest. For now, we're live here in Oswego. I'm Alex Ursula.
Well, Alex, back on sound ground there after taking that aerial tour. I'm envious of that. Yeah,
$20, so not bad. It's really a really unique opportunity. I mean, it's not every day you get to go up in a helicopter.
No, that's really a nice way to do it. A nice way to spend our time here too in Oswego is with this delicious drink
from Taste the World here in Oswego. We are enjoying our wonderful iced coffees with all kinds of goodness in here.
Yeah, it's part of what we're going to do. We're going to taste Oswego a little bit later on, and up next we're also going to talk to one of the city councilors about how things are going here in Oswego. When we come back, our Your Town broadcast continues live in a moment. Yum.
Your Town Oswego is sponsored by the following.
We're live here at Brightbeck Park, our Your Town broadcast in Oswego on a picture-perfect night. Nice weather night, and Rob Cordino from the City Council joins us now. Thanks for hosting us tonight.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you came.
So, Rob, you were born and bred here, and what do you love so much about this community? Because you've been here your whole life.
Well, it's really a nice, close-knit community. You know, we have a lot of various things to do here, obviously, especially in the summertime. But, you know, you can walk down First Street or our main street, which is Bridge Street, and chances are you'll know somebody, and it's a nice small-town feeling.
You know, you were mentioning this just as we started our conversation before we went on the air about the lake and the river being such great assets, truly a great lake asset. How is Oswego trying to build on that even today and create a future based around that?
Well, that's a good question, because we just went through a 6-month consultant work where we looked at the marina down here right behind us and how we can make it better. And there's some wonderful plans to put in new docks, fuel facility, a sand beach. I mean, you probably don't know this. We're on the lake and we have no sand beach.
Right.
So things like that, you know, and we do have a waterfront plan to try to utilize the river as well as the lake.
Attract families to move here, certainly tourists. If folks were maybe considering a day trip here, what would you want to tell them about bringing their family here this summer?
Well, you know, I just happen to have one of our vacation guides here. You know, this summer we're having a lot of events. I mean, Harborfest certainly is the signature event here, but we have Porch Fest, we have Pumpkin Fest, we have the Dirt Week that's been moved here. This will be the 2nd year of that. Right. You can come here and go to the museums. We have the Richardson Bates House. We have the Fort Ontario, Safe Haven. I mean, it's a wonderful story about Safe Haven.
It really is. It's great history here. We've been telling those stories throughout the week. Rob Cordino from the Oswego City Council, thanks for joining us. Say hello to the mayor when you see him next time.
Yes, I did forget to say the mayor sends his regrets. He wishes he could be here. Thank you for coming.
Last year. It was our pleasure to have him then, too.
You're welcome.
We have a lot more coming up from our Your Town Oswego coverage. Still to come tonight, we're going to sample some of the fabulous food here in Oswego. You really won't want to miss. We won't want to miss it.
No, it really is something. Great entertainment here, too, as our Your Town broadcast continues in a moment. We're live here with our Your Town broadcast in Oswego, Brightbeck Park on the shore of Lake Ontario, overlooking the Oswego Harbor and Marina tonight. It is a picture-perfect evening out here for Harborfest.
Oh, gosh, it is fabulous out here. The sun is shining down upon us. There's a nice, cool breeze. If you're heading out here later, you might want to bring a little sweater or light jacket. But all in all, we are looking fantastic, and we're going to check your forecast in just a little bit. But first, we want to tell you a little bit about Oswego and its history, what makes it so unique. So let's tell you a little bit about an amazing woman with really an amazing story to tell. On Route 7, you'll find a statue of Dr. Mary Walker in front of a small museum. Born back in 1832, Dr. Walker was an early pioneer for women's rights. She was an Army surgeon in the Civil War and the only woman to ever receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. You may recall we first told you about her during our trip to Seneca Falls when we were honoring women there. She was the second woman in history to earn a medical degree from Syracuse University School of Medicine. She was captured as a prisoner of the Confederate Army during the Civil War. This statue is a tribute to her influence in furthering the women's rights movement.
They just had that one-woman play at Seneca Falls just a couple of weeks ago. Now, the Port City is also home to an old theater with a rich history, Oswego Cinema, built in 1941 by the Shine Chain Theaters Company, designed by international theater architect John Eberson in the Art Deco style of architecture. The theater, which is still in operation today, is also listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Oswego, of course, is also home to the State University of Oswego.
Nearly 8,000 students call SUNY Oswego home, including many famous alumna. Oswego's campus stretches for almost 700 acres and overlooks Lake Ontario, where we're sitting here tonight. Its famous alum include Today Show meteorologist Al Roker, our own CNY Central meteorologist Molly Matat, and Matt Stevens, reporter Alex Rusilla, photojournalist Quindell Williams, along with many of our talented producers, directors, and crew. It was recently ranked 4th in the College Magazine's top 10 colleges for broadcast journalism.
And speaking of famous Molly Matat, she's with us here tonight.
Oh,
we have to get some security here.
Oh, not even close. No, but I mean, SUNY Oswego is such a great place to call home.
It's so dear to your heart,
yes.
we know.
I am so biased, but yes, the school is just, I can't say enough good things about it. I can't. But
it produces some fabulous people.
Yes, and you know what? I will also say I worked here many summers as an orientation leader.
Sure.
Cool.
And the summer in Oswego is beautiful, and today is no exception. We finally cleared out some of that rain, and we are looking for a wonderful evening forecast. Let me show you what's going on with Triple Doppler, brought to you by Falso Service Experts. And spoiler, it's not a whole lot. We are dry area wide. I will say there was some stubborn clouds for most of the day. Now we are really starting to get into true blue sky. Those clouds are starting to dissipate. They're starting to go away. Drier air is moving in. It's riding a northerly breeze, though, and the breeze is pretty stiff here in Oswego, so it's keeping things on the cool side. But a lot of you are reading in the 70s. Not our typical 80s for this time of year, but still pretty nice. So your Harborfest evening forecast, if you are just headed out the door now, if you're already here enjoying Harborfest with us, temperatures will continue to decline out of the 70s into the 60s, maybe dipping into the 50s later on, closer to 10 or 11 o'clock. So if you're heading out, you're staying until the midway closes. If you're staying for the evening, you may need that extra layer in a few cool spots, but overall, whatever you are doing this evening, whether it's Harborfest, back home in Syracuse, it is looking mighty fine, and the weekend forecast just cannot look better. Nice and dry, sunshine.
That is music to everybody's ears.
Yes.
It's been a tough summer in that respect, so glad to have it. Thank you, Molly.
All right, well, we have a lot more to come here from Harborfest. We're going to preview some of the wonderful musical acts, including Night Rider, who's going to take center stage here tonight.
Meg, it's Night Ranger.
Night Ranger, what did I say?
Night Rider.
Night Ranger.
Come on, Sister Christian. We got to get this right. We're on tonight at 10 o'clock.
There was a horse riding around
Laura,
the background.
Laura, we got some things to work on here, but back to you in the studio.
Okay, guys, that's nice to see you having fun, too.
Well, Laura, we brought our appetites to Harborfest, and it's a good thing we did.
Oh, we did. We have a lot to choose from. This is a sampling of what's available to eat in downtown Oswego. Take a look at this delicious pizza. We're going to tell you how you can take advantage of this while also getting a tour of the town and learning some of the history, too, when we come back.
Also, another defeat for Republicans after the Senate fails to pass the repeal of Obamacare. Tonight, we take a look at what's next for health care reform. And coming up new at 6 tonight, it's been almost a month since ride-sharing services came to Central New York, but some people in Syracuse are not happy about it. Why neighbors say it's causing safety problems downtown.
Your Town Oswego is sponsored by the following. Your Town Oswego is sponsored by the following.
Welcome back to our Your Town broadcast, live here in Brightbeck Park. We're overlooking the marina, but who even notices that right now? I mean, it's beautiful. However, in front of us, look at this sampling of food. This is all from Oswego. I mean, it's beautiful. Great restaurants.
It's wonderful. Colette Astoria's with Oswego Food Tours. And, you know, we did this when we were in Syracuse about a week ago, and we were thrilled to find out that you have brought it here, too.
Well, congratulations on getting this going.
Well, I went on Katie's tour with my dad, and we enjoyed it a lot. And I said, I could do this in Oswego. And I had just retired from teaching, so.
Well, let's get right to it.
Okay.
Yeah, who do we have? What do we have?
Here we have chicken, chorizo, and chickpea soup from La Paria.
Okay.
And you'll have to take a sip, just a bite, because it is so good.
Now, what restaurant are we talking?
This is La Paria. It's in an old fire station here in Oswego. So we
That's delicious. A little bit of a kick to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
good. Wonderful.
Yeah, Ray does a great job. It's always yummy.
Okay.
Okay, then we go to the movie theater for a look at the Art Deco, and then we go up to Franklin Square. And while I'm showing them all the historic homes there and telling them the stories of the people who live there, I also give them a bagel from our bagel shop in Oswego down on First Street. And this is the sweet. It's cinnamon raisin or cinnamon with cream cheese. And this one is the savory. It's
I'll go with savory.
everything
Matt, you go with sweet.
with vegetable cream cheese.
Now, over how long a period of time are you with the group?
3 hours.
3 hours. So we can space this out, even though we're trying to eat this all in 2.5 minutes.
And then, of course, you have to water it down with something.
Yes.
Wash it down with something.
Wash it down with something. Then we head to the U.S. Brewers, and it's the cellar door. It's a real cool establishment. You go down into the cellar, and they brew their own beer here.
So
and
this is local.
Yes, this is a brown ale.
I love that.
And it's the first. It's anniversary of this ale. It was brewed for Harborfest last year.
Really? So this is an official Harborfest anniversary.
Brew. Yes.
That's delicious.
Really nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
really
Do you have some desserts mixed into it too? Or do we want to go to salad first?
Actually, then we do go to Cupcakers because it's right on our way. And Cupcakers, here we have some salted caramel, we have double chocolate, raspberry, and with white chocolate. Go ahead and, if you want,
all right, we'll
take a little bite.
Matt, you want to do a...
No, I'm going to wait for the salad. I'm really watching my figure.
Okay. The salad is a Thurston Howell, and I tell the story of how all the menu items have names, but this was named for Thurston Howell and Gilligan's
Of course,
Isle.
the famous
And
Thurston
of course,
Howell.
it's a 3-hour tour.
Oh, I get it. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed.
That's right.
Yep, we know that. Yep.
So we have some of this, and their famous jalapeno lime dressing, which is
this is too
the
big a bite.
best.
Okay, Colette, you may have to anchor the rest of this broadcast. After we have Thurston Howell, where's Lovey, by the way?
No, I don't know where Lovey is.
She's been lost at sea. Okay, we've got like
It's a great salad.
we got like 15 more seconds
really
to do
good.
pizza and a beautiful
Okay, well,
almond
here
dessert.
we're at Dino's House of Burgers. A great burger. Everyone comments. They just can't get over how great that burger is.
Oh, with a little mac and cheese, too?
With a little mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese.
Okay.
Okay.
My mouth is
And
still
I
full.
know that you already tasted the pizza from Red Sun.
Delicious.
And it is really good. That's their B&B, bourbon and bacon burger with arugula on the top.
And then these drinks we were sampling.
Yes, those are from Taste the World. These are inside our Commons downtown. And this is also from the Commons downtown. This is from Shell's Bake Shop.
Okay.
Colette, we're
And
gonna have
Man
to,
in the Moon Candies.
Don't give any more away. We got to take the tour to get the full sampling of this.
Wow, this is
Thank you so
wonderful.
much for being here.
You're welcome.
And sharing all this with us today. This is worth something. We're checking it out. They can find you online. Google.
Yes, OswegoFoodTours.com.
OswegoFoodTours.com. Beautiful.
Okay. I mean, I'm still starving, and we've already sampled everything, so we're going to keep eating here. And Laura, in the meantime, we'll send it back to you in the studio, and we'll bring you back a little snack.
Oh, that's kind. Thank you. It looks great.
Your Town Oswego is sponsored by the following.
We continue our Your Town broadcast live here in Oswego. You know, we've been eating our way right through the break.
Oh, my God. I got a special treat for you, Molly.
Yeah.
This is from Shell's Bake Shop.
Yes,
These
part
all
of
for you.
We kind of skipped it at the end of the tour there. But.
Oh, and this is in the Commons in Oswego, and if you've ever had one of these, you know how addicting they are. So this is just torture that I know I have to give you the forecast.
Should we hold it for you while you talk?
Do you guys want to do the weather really quick while I chow down?
No, we see your priorities now.
I'll have no, really. I'll have a little bit of self-control, and I guess we'll give you the forecast because honestly, it's quick and easy, and it's really stellar for the weekend. That will lead to a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, mostly in the afternoon. By Thursday, we're a little bit cooler, but we're still unsettled with scattered showers and thunderstorms. And Friday, that humidity drops just a pinch. We have some morning showers and thunderstorms before we start to dry out. So we really do have a nice stretch of weather. We'll leave you with a live look outside right now with our Stanley Law Skywatch, brought to you by Adirondack Furniture in downtown Syracuse. Likely looking a lot like it looks like in Oswego, with sunshine starting to peek through, and really just this weekend forecast could not be better for Harborfest.
All right, secure the cookie.
Yeah, Molly, you can do it.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Enjoy it. We have a lot more still to come live from Oswego here tonight, including we're going to talk to John Sullivan, the former mayor. He's back in town. He's written a new book about his memories. You know, he was around when Harborfest first started.
Seems like just yesterday we were standing right in this same spot talking to the former mayor about Harborfest and all it could be one day, and here it is in its magnificence. More from our Your Town broadcast live in Oswego when we come back.
We continue our special Your Town broadcast now from Oswego. And let's check back in with Matt and Megan. Having a good time out there, guys?
Laura, we are.
Great time.
Yeah, we're having a good time. In fact, just a few minutes ago, there was a person dressed up as Donald Trump walking by here. It was obviously a costume. He's trying to be funny, and I guess it was, but I guess relevant to the big story of the night, too. We have a lot to tell you about here, including what makes Oswego such a special place.
We've been spending all week here showcasing what makes this community so unique here in central New York. So let's tell you a little bit about it. Oswego, as you may know, is located in Oswego County. It's about an hour's drive north from Syracuse, overlooking the beautiful Lake Ontario, where we are here tonight.
It's home to Fort Ontario State Historic Site, also the Safe Haven Museum, which was the only place in the U.S. to take in Holocaust refugees going back to World War II. Port City, as it's known, is also the home away from home for many college students who attend SUNY Oswego. Well known for some of the most beautiful sunsets you'll ever find.
Well, Harborfest is underway here in Oswego, right here in Brightback Park. The carnival rides are up. There's some delicious food to sample and really some great music.
Yeah, it runs right through the weekend, right through Sunday. The music last night got us going.
Last night was all about funk, soul, rock, and psychedelic music when the Family Stone took center stage here in Brightback Park. The band actually played at Woodstock back in 1969 and was led by frontman Sly Stone. And they played to a rocking crowd here last night.
They did. The big headliner tonight is Ranger, best known for their hit Sister Christian. The legendary rock group will bring their iconic sound, style, and showmanship to Harborfest. People already have their folding chairs out there ready for that big show tonight.
Well, they've sold more than 17 million albums worldwide and have attracted a loyal following. They will take to the stage at 10 o'clock here tonight.
And you won't want to miss the fireworks Saturday night. The Grucci Brothers, really the best fireworks in central New York all summer long. We happen to be at what probably is the best viewing spot right now here at Brightback Park. Fireworks scheduled to begin after dusk tomorrow night around 9:30, heading out right off the lighthouse here in Lake Ontario.
Well, meteorologist Molly Matad is with us now. The sun god shining down upon us. A little bit of a breeze though, Molly, but it's really fabulous out
Beautiful night out.
Yes, really, we have delivered. And as all of you know, it's been such a wet and unsettled pattern. We needed a few dry days. What better timing than to have that coincide with Harborfest, and it is looking just so gorgeous for that forecast. Let me show you what's going on with Triple Doppler, brought to you by Fossil Service Experts. It's not a whole lot. In fact, we are quiet area-wide. Can't think of a better setup really for Harborfest, because if you've been several years, I think this time last year we were talking about the drought and how the grass here was really struggling.
That's right.
And now it's the complete opposite.
What a difference a
Yeah,
year.
Yeah, really.
Everything is so lush and green, and particularly right around Lake Ontario, where water has been plentiful this season. Thank you, Molly. In our Your Town broadcast last summer, we talked with the mayor of Oswego, Billy Barlow. Of course, he's known for being on the younger side of things. He was first elected to office when he was just 25 years old. Born and raised in Oswego, took office shortly after his graduation from college at Arizona State.
And look who's back in town this year. We caught up with former Mayor John Sullivan, who was in office when Harborfest was born 30 years ago, back in 1988. He recalls how his wife contacted Willard Scott from the Today Show, who agreed to broadcast live from the festival. Sullivan says the famous weatherman called Oswego the most beautiful city in the U.S. and helped attract some 400,000 people that year. He's proud the festival is still running all these years later.
The idea was to celebrate the community's heritage, history, give people a reason to be proud of their community, and put the community on the map, and I think we succeeded. And to the fact that it's still going on today is, I think, a great testament to a lot of people, a lot of efforts over the years, and lots of great memories.
And, of course, that Willard Scott forecast was seen right here on NBC3. Sullivan wrote a book about his Oswego memories. It's called Pee Not Your Pants, Memories of Small Town Mayor with Big Time Ideas. That's available now if you go through Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Now, Oswego is also home to a weekly farmers market. It's been around for more than 50 years. It takes place on Thursdays from 4:30 to 8:30 on West 1st Street between Bridge and Oneida Streets in downtown Syracuse. The farmers market runs May through October, so certainly something you want to check out for some nice fresh fruits and veggies from local farmers.
You know, we're starting to get a little music from the Brightbeck Park main stage. I think they're doing a little sound check for Night Ranger playing later tonight. People are enjoying the night, walking around, getting a bite to eat at all the food trucks set up here, too.
Oh, a lot of people are already enjoying this wonderful evening, and we're going to have much more coming up from Oswego in just a bit. First, let's send it back to the studio where Laura Hand has some of the headlines of the day. Hi, Laura.
Hi. It looks like a great time out there.
Your Town, Oswego, is sponsored by the following.
Welcome back to our Your Town broadcast live from Oswego here tonight. You know, I had to pull myself away from the cupcakes.
Yes, that's after pulling yourself away from the soup, the salad, all part of the Oswego food tour that we really enjoyed tonight. You know, our Alex Rusilla is here at Harborfest tonight. He has spent a lot of time in Oswego in recent years. He's a SUNY Oswego graduate. He's been up here telling these stories for the last couple of years. He's having some fun tonight.
Oh, he is. Let's go live over on the other side of Brightbeck Park where Alex is enjoying some of all the family fun that Harborfest has to offer. Hi, Alex.
Well, there is so much to see and do here at Harborfest, whether it's taking in a beautiful sunset, watching some music, or experiencing some rather exotic and tropical birds. I have Wendy Horton with Wildlife Wendy's Tropical Birds. You're doing 3 shows every day throughout the weekend. First and foremost, who are we talking to right here? And I mean that literally.
Okay. Oh my goodness. We have Bo. First of all, she's a 26-year-old yellow-naped Amazon. Skipper right here is a 9-year-old blue and gold macaw. And then we've got Halo, a 3-year-old Catalina macaw. Yeah.
So they've been saying hello. Now,
Yes.
how do they learn the English? How do they learn talking? What is it?
The same way we learn to talk is just by hearing it and then repeating what we hear. So if they were raised by someone who spoke Spanish, they would speak Spanish. Same kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. And how big? Their wingspan? I mean, they look magnificent. They look absolutely beautiful. How big can they get? The wingspan?
The wingspan's probably about 2 to 3 feet, maybe, at the most, I would think. Yeah.
Well, take me through an experience maybe with a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, a little child, and they see this animal saying hello to them. What's their reaction?
Oh, they just can't believe it. They're like, did that bird just say hello? You look pretty, by the way. They think it's amazing, you know, and it really is, truly, you know, that the intellect that they have, you know, they found that the parrots have the same kind of level of intelligence as a toddler. So they really are incredible creatures.
Well, thank you so much. And they are certainly beautiful. So definitely want to come down here 3, 5, 7 o'clock right here at Harborfest. For now, we're live here in Oswego. I'm Alex Rusilla.
Oh, man, I found the cupcakes.
Oh.
Or they found us.
Yeah, the food is finding us tonight. Thank you, Alex Rusilla. You know, we're going to talk a little bit more about the weather. It's not the most challenging forecast. And it's a
little
good,
windy.
Well, it's a good thing it's not challenging because look who, all she seems to be doing tonight is eating. Molly Matat's forecast once her mouth isn't full when we come back.
Your Town, Oswego, is sponsored by the following.
Well, forecasting or food sampling. Maybe doing a little bit of both
Molly
tonight.
has finally finished chewing.
Listen.
Molly, let me give you one more second to compose your throat. Nice night for a sale. Huh?
Yes. No, and you know what? The salad that I was eating was actually really, really good. It was incredible. Oswego has so many great local food options. if you had them all displayed in front of a table, you would also probably be eating
I
all
think you're a great multitasker.
We have all taken advantage, and considering it's not lake effect snowstorm coming in tonight, you had some leeway.
Exactly. It's a celebration. There is no rain in the forecast tonight for Harborfest for the rest of the weekend and maybe part of your work week. So however you celebrate, food, whatever, I say go for it. Let's start off with what's going on right now on Triple Doppler, brought to you by Falso Service Experts. Midweek and beyond, that's when that pattern flips. Not only do temperatures rise into the mid and upper 80s on Wednesday, mugginess is back, that summertime feeling. That leads to a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. And then we should remain generally unsettled through the rest of the work week, Thursday, Friday. Not a washout. I feel like I've said that almost every day this season. It's not a washout, but we do have the chance for rain through the end of the week with lingering humidity. So we'll leave you with a live look outside right now with our Stanley Lost Skywatch, brought to you by Adirondack Furniture. Things are certainly looking up for the weekend, and that is the case here at Harborfest as well, guys.
All right. Well, I found some iced coffee for you to wash your salad down with.
And I found our sports guy, Nico Tamurian.
Hanging out eating.
Guess where he was? He was near the food table.
Here we go.
Coming up, we have Nico with sports live from Harborfest here. We like to call it eating or sports, one or the other, when we come back.
And now, NBC3 Sports, brought to you by Karuba Collision.
Football finally in the air here in Central New York. Good evening, I'm Nico Tamurian, live at Harborfest. And hey, not that we exactly want to sprint by the beautiful summer here on the shoreline, but football fans all over Central New York psyched for the upcoming season. The Syracuse Orange opening camp on Sunday. Matt Hosworth will have a full report from that over the weekend, but it's a former SU coach opening his camp in the NFL today. How time flies, right? The scene in Jacksonville, Florida. Doug Marrone in his first season as the Jaguars head coach. That's something that's been in the works for a while. The former Syracuse Orange and Buffalo Bills head coach promoted in the offseason. And if you follow SU football, these terms sound familiar. Marrone preaching a culture change being necessary to turn the Jaguars around. The same sort of thing we heard around these parts back in 2009. The first practice ends up getting some nasty weather at the end, but hey, it's all business for Marrone, and he takes it in stride.
In my mind, if it's raining, I like to get that stuff out early because, then it's a natural element that you're playing in. Whereas if you don't get a lot of rain, then all of a sudden you have to get buckets with wet balls and things of that nature out there. And I think from a playing standpoint, I think it's important that, it goes from sunshine to rain to, and those are the elements that might happen in a game, and you have to be ready to change.
His former team, the Buffalo Bills, opening camp in Rochester last night. Another team in desperate need of a culture change and hiring a new head coach to do it. Sean McDermott in charge right now, and it's a course reversal. The Bills went from a no-nonsense guy in Marrone to the much looser Rex Ryan. Now it's back to business with McDermott in charge.
We're going to focus on right now this practice, and that's really where my focus is. And if we do the right things, those results will come, and I'm confident in that. And that starts by doing the right things in the meeting room, doing the right things on the field, and focusing on fundamentals, focusing on catching the football, focusing on blocking, focusing on tackling. That's what I'm focused on, and that's what I want our players and coaches focused on at this time.
Now, talking about here in Oswego, fans have plenty of option when it comes to sports. There's, depending on the season, and no shortage of sports here in the Port City. Let's start with arguably the most popular team in town. It's got to be that Oswego State hockey team. Head coach Ed Gosick always has his boys contending for a national championship. The arena always packed for that Plattsburgh game, but we see the teal uniforms here. I love that the team does this, always promoting teal and hope for Heather ovarian cancer awareness. So wonderful they do that, and that's really what absolutely sets this team apart. The community always on their mind, finding a way to fight for others. Remember, there's a baseball team here that did pretty darn well this spring as well. Under third-year head coach Scott Landers, the Lakers finding a way to make history. For the first time ever, SUNY Oswego makes the College Baseball World Series. Well, they didn't bring it home this year. It's not the end. It's the beginning. Incredible improvement each of the last 3 seasons. And, of course, they look poised to get back there next year. And finally, when you talk about Oswego, somewhere in the first sentence has to be the Steel Palace. Oswego Speedway, the super modified flyby star Ed Gosick is actually the brother of Coach Ed Gosick from the SUNY Oswego hockey team. Last year, Oswego stepping up in the clutch to host Super Dirt Week, but there's nothing quite like being on that top deck at the Speedway, seeing the track on one end, guys, and then looking over your shoulder and seeing the sunset on Lake Ontario.
Well,
right?
hey, when you look over your shoulder the next time you go to Broadway down in New York City,
our own Alex Rusilla.
Look for this guy.
Yes.
He's off to make it big on Broadway.
Alex, thanks for everything you've done the last 4 or 5 years with us at the station. You've done a particularly great job with these Your Town stories. So.
Well, I appreciate it. You were saying the Speedway. I was there last year. It was fantastic. I know Molly and I went to school here in Oswego. It's been fantastic to get to know the community and hopefully leave an impact.
Do you have a farewell song?
Do I have a farewell song?
Go ahead.
How about dun,
so
dun,
long,
dun,
farewell,
dun, dun,
of Wiedersehen.
Little Sound of Music.
I'd like. You know the songs that used to change. A taste of first champagne.
Off to bed, everyone.
And that's why you'll see him on Broadway. That's why you'll see him there.
Alex Rusilla, so long and farewell to you.
I appreciate it.
And thanks for everything. It's been great having you here. It's been
Thank you
great
so much.
having our Your Town broadcast here at Breakback Park tonight. Live here in Oswego. We're enjoying such a beautiful night, aren't we?
That's right. Thank you so much for being with us for Your Town Oswego, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Very good.
Thank you.